What's up? And did an upgrade. Oh, we're live. Is that right?
I think we're live. Good evening. We were having a little technical challenge there this evening. Well, welcome to Couples Coaching One-on-One. And tonight we're going to be talking to you about how to beat the numbers.
Beat the numbers.
And before we get into, hello there, Miss Twinkle. Before we get into the numbers, we would like to let you know that anything that you say or post in the comment sections, that this is a public forum and that all people can see it. And once it's there, it is there. And also that this is not counseling. This is coaching. We are not providing any therapeutic services via the internet. If you do have a personal matter, please send us an email to lifewithoutlimitscc@gmail.com and we will respond to your question. And the other thing we wanted to talk about really as part of a disclaimer that we're going to talk about tonight is we want you to, this information that we're going to share with you tonight, we want you, it's more of sharing as an awareness.
Right.
Maybe to help you make some connections to things. You may have noticed some things and said, you know, I don't know why this is the way it is, but it seems like maybe I can't get ahead, or it don't seem like things are better in the economy, etc. Well, this will create some awareness for you, and then we'll talk about some things that maybe you can do to
some solutions,
strengthen your situation.
Yeah, we definitely believe in, you know, whenever you're talking about a problem and identifying a problem, you know, you should already have the solution. We've got the solution. But earlier, Nashima, and you shared it on my page, right?
Yes.
On Life Without Limits?
Oh, yes.
And so she shared an article about...
the article is from blackdemographics.com, and it is talking about African American income. And we read this last week, and it just
caught us off guard.
We had a whole discussion about it, and a lot of things in here we found was shocking, because I really would have thought that the numbers were a lot better and higher than what they are.
And this was income that that African Americans make in contrast to others. In
contrast to white Americans and other races in the U.S. So I gave that prefaces because this is not a thing about blaming the white man or a thing of hate or that way, but it is to increase knowledge about, we like to say that knowledge is power. Well, knowledge is power. So we got to have some knowledge, and then we have to feel empowered, and then we have to take action.
Right.
And so we'll
Applied
talk about
knowledge is power.
Absolutely. Right. So we'll talk about these things. Okay.
And we live in an age of information, and we've got a lot of information. But what are you going to do with that information?
Absolutely. And this is actually a good article to go if you got kids. I mean, our kids, teenagers, they really delve right on into this article.
Right.
We had a really good discussion about it.
Yeah, we had a great discussion about it.
Because our daughter is leaving for college, and
oh my gosh.
I mean, this is just to show them what it takes to live, in our society, and what things cost and what income is, that sort of thing. So it was a really good discussion to have. So we're going to dive in there because we're going to run out of time.
Yep.
But so we'll go back and forth and refer to the article throughout. We did post a link. I posted it on my page, and we posted it on this page right before, so you may have to go through to find it. But link is there. We can
repost it in the comment section.
We can repost it. Yep. So how to beat the numbers. So one of the first things that stood out to me as we got through this or looked at the article was about our education level.
Right.
As African Americans. So as African Americans, I know for Black women, we typically are one of the most well-educated, and when I say well-educated, I'm talking about bachelor's degree and beyond group of people in the country. Black women are. So to look at the numbers, the percentage of us who do not have a high school diploma, GED, as African American men and women is only 7%.
Right.
So only 7%. You would think from what you see in the news media, you would think from what you see from Fox News and other places that many of us are walking around.
Now, and here's the thing about that. In certain segments, like when you're talking about African American males in Wake County, that may be a little different. The numbers are way higher, you know.
You talking about like for high school graduation rates?
Right. High school graduation.
So if you look at
so in certain pockets,
certain areas, you look at generalized statistics for high school graduation rates for black males, it would be 60% or less. Okay, but that's why we're talking about this, how to beat the numbers.
Right.
Because you can make numbers say whatever they want to say. And I always say my perspective and philosophy about things is it's all about perspective.
Right.
And you can choose to accept what's there or you can choose to do something about it. So going back to the education, only 7% of African Americans lack a high school education. 32% of us at least have a high school education. Another 33, so it's about in thirds. Another 33% have a associate's degree or at least some college education. And then there's another third, almost 30%, who have a bachelor's degree or higher. So when you look at the level of education that we are grossly underpaid than any other group of people that is any other race of people that are in the United States.
And I know everybody can read the article and go back to the article, and so we're not going to spend a lot of time here, but when we talk about the African American household and the black median household income, the median is the middle number. It's if you take a category of numbers, the median is the number that's in the middle. So in the case of 1 to 10, 5 would be the median number, or 6 might be the median number. So it's the halfway point where there's about half above and half below,
right,
basically.
Right.
Okay. And so the black median household income is $35,000. For all races, it's $53,000. Okay.
Let that resonate for a second. The median income for African Americans is $35,400 and some dollars. Okay. For all other races, $53,000. We're talking almost about a 20,000 difference in annual household income.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And so all black workers in 2015 weekly earnings was $624. And for everyone else, it was $803. Okay, black men weekly earnings was $652, and for all other men, it was $889. And then black women weekly earnings was $600, $608, and for all other women, it was $721. Right. So, and this was the Bureau of Labor statistics, and it's
so we talk about equal rights and social justice and political things. You know, Hillary Clinton put that in as one of her campaign things about, you know, women earn 80 cents for every dollar, and you know, I was right there with you, Hillary. But the truth of the matter, you know, it's equal rights for all women of all races, because black women only earn about 60 cents on the dollar for every dollar that's earned by a white male in this country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, okay, so what do you do with this? Okay, so we got this information. What do you do? We got these statistics. What in the world do we do about it? And that's what we want to talk to you about. That is one of the reasons why this is our 27th episode. We do not get paid from this. This is something that we want to do, that we're passionate about doing, and that's about educating people on relationships, on money. Why are we talking about this? What's this got to do with my relationship? Everything. Okay? Because a lot of relationships are destroyed for financial reasons, right? For finances. I see it all the time.
Yep,
okay?
Absolutely.
And so we're just going to kind of go through some things that can really help you, what, in our opinion, beat the numbers.
To beat the numbers.
right?
Yeah.
So you want to do.
Yeah.
We're going to focus on abundance. I definitely believe in abundance, and there money does grow on trees. Okay, trust me.
Absolutely. It does.
It does. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, one of the
And
things.
let me start out with a story. Go ahead. You cut
me off.
I'm sorry.
You just talking too much. So so the other thing, that, and I'm about to forget what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
But we talk a lot about entrepreneurship, like having a hobby that you turn into a business.
Right.
So that's the first thing.
Right.
That you can do. Find something that you can do to earn extra money. I know people who they're in business for themselves and very successful and do very well at baking, at doing hair,
Right.
at making crafts and doing other things. Go ahead.
Go to the market. Go to the marketplace. Okay. So, and what I mean by that is find something to do where the market dictates your value. So if you're baking cakes, then the market says for a custom cake, it's going to be $300. That's what the market says. The market sets kind of the price. And then if you're extraordinary at it, then it's $500. If it's a wedding cake, it's $1,000. Okay. So find situations that you can get in and be involved in that you enjoy doing, because this is in addition to your job. Okay. This is outside of the job. I'm a strong believer in what you do from 9 to 5 builds your, makes a living. And what you do from 5 to 9 will build your lifestyle.
Absolutely. So the first thing you're going to do, that's an understood statement. Find a business to make some additional income.
Right.
Okay. And the next thing you want to do is negotiate your money on a job. And, I go places all the time and I ask, well, what's the best price I could get this for? And when I talk to people about things that I've purchased, they say, how do you know to do that? I said, well, my philosophy is the most that they could ever say to me is no. So it doesn't hurt for me to ask, So first thing is on your job. When you get hired, so many times I've heard people get hired.
You're starting a new job.
In private companies, government, local, state, and county government positions, and people accept the first thing that we're so happy, a lot of times as African Americans, we're so happy to get a job that we accept the first thing. And we accept the first amount that's being offered to us.
Right. And there's usually a floor and a ceiling.
Absolutely.
And they don't offer you the ceiling. They offer you the floor.
Right. Stop it. Don't take the first thing, because if they want you, obviously they do, they offered you the job,
right.
Then you have room to negotiate. Right. Now, if for some reason they are not able to meet that, they'll tell you that, but at least you ask. Right. Now, the second part to that is know when to go back and ask for a raise. If you're in a situation where raises don't come around at a certain time, know when and how to ask for a raise. Okay, have you taken on additional duties? Have you taken on extra responsibility? Have you learned a new skill? Have you been training the last 3 people that came on the job? Okay, that looks like you are a team leader now. You trained them. Surely there's some additional money that can be given, dwelled out to you in your salary. You've trained additional people. So these sort of things, are you dependable, and have you been dependable? Are you performing above and beyond, exceeding what the expectations are? Now, don't go in there asking for more money if you haven't been.
You can't get rich by demand.
If you haven't been diligent and you miss a lot of work because of whatever. But if you have really given honestly, then it's okay for you to ask for a raise, and have it in advance what you want and be able to justify what you want in terms of negotiating your money. And then everywhere you go, you ask for the best price for things.
Right.
Okay.
Right. You negotiate.
I know we're running out of time.
We're running out of time, but we still got 5 minutes.
And then we got ignore the numbers. Okay.
Ignore the numbers. So, because I want you to see yourself exceeding the numbers. Okay. The numbers are not there to inhibit you. The numbers are there to motivate you. The numbers are there to for you to get better at what you do. That's what the numbers are. They're there to motivate you. I've always wanted the numbers to motivate me. Okay, what are the averages? Okay, and then
Write down what you
surpass.
want.
Right, write down what you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever your salary is. I mean, usually, we'll set a goal. We usually do this on an annual basis. We do it with the kids, and we set goals, and we set goals for our health, our family goals, our financial goals, our spiritual goals, and we usually will write a certain amount of money, a certain number for the amount we want to increase our income, to the amount we want to save, the amount we may want in a salary change or raise, etc. So
or an investment.
Yeah, absolutely, right. And investing.
Yeah, a lot of times you can't control that. The market dictates, but still, there's nothing wrong with having the expectations. Okay. Also, one of the things I believe in, and I know we all believe in different things, but I'm a person that believes in simplification. I believe that good communicators take complicated things and make them simple. Okay, and that's what I consider myself to be. So one of the things, and both of us, for that matter, but one of the things that I believe in is the law of attraction. Okay, and I believe that what you focus on is what you get. What you put your energy to is what you get. So if you put your energy to lack, then you get lack. Okay, absolutely. And so I believe money does grow on trees. I believe it's an abundance. I believe if you want more money, get a new skill. If you want more money, then do it better. If you want more money, then do a better job at marketing. If you want more money, then bring more value to the marketplace. Okay, because the market will dictate your worth. And let me. I know you had some things you want to go, but I got a story on that I wanted to share. One of the things I talk to my children about. The same thing that we're talking about now, the same way I talk to them. Okay, because I want them to stand on mom and daddy's shoulders. Okay, and so we got big shoulders, and so I really want them to, I want them to be the best them that they can be. So I'm always talking to my son. So recently, my son got a job at the local supermarket, and so I'm always talking to him about smiling and talking to people and just building relationships. And so he's a cashier. He's making, $8 an hour. Now, don't tell him I told you. He's making $8. Good thing he ain't on Facebook, right?
You're not supposed to be saying his salary.
Right. So, and so he was in line one day.
That's another thing, how you get raises and you get money. You don't ever talk to your coworkers and people about your salary.
Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
That's a good one. Yeah. So
I learned that a long time ago from a supervisor.
So he's in line, and this guy comes up, and he's checking this guy out. And checking him out, checking his goods out, and he's smiling and he's talking to this guy, and the guy leaves him a tip. Okay, the stuff was like, $50, $60, and the guy gave him $80 and gave him a tip and told him, hey, I really, like your attitude. And so that's just an example how those are intangibles. Hey, putting a smile on your face. My mentor used to say, George, he said, McDonald's will pay you $3 an hour. And this is a long time ago. They'll pay you $3 an hour. He said, but they'll pay you $3.50 to take the trash out. If you smile while you take the trash out, they'll give you extra 50 cents an hour. So a lot of times our promotion is just having a better attitude. Right. It's just smiling. It's just being happy. Hey, if you're happy, notify your face. Okay? And so if you're happy, remember, if you're happy and clap your hands, right? So I know you think I'm kind of making fun, but in some ways this stuff is really, really simple. But it's difficult because you're dealing with this whole thing in here. You're dealing with the emotional process, the logical process, and all those things. And sometimes if you can't see it, you believe that it can't happen. But that's not true, right? Because God does give promotions, right?
Absolutely.
But it's going to be because you did the work. Trust me.
Absolutely.
Listen, that's a wrap for this week.
I was going to say, we're about out of time.
Yeah.
I think we kind of veered off a lot. But
yeah.
off off of what we had on our notes.
I tell you.
But it was like I felt like we needed to talk and give a little bit more background information as to where we were going.
I think this article, Nishima got a post from somewhere, and it was dollars and
there's another
percentages.
there's another post on. I'll make sure I post it, and it gives you a visual. It's the dollar bill, and it shows you what each race of people. And I think Michael Dyson, I think, is the person. Is the person that actually did this, and so I got it saved as a picture. So I'll share that because it coincides exactly what some of the things were in this article. So
absolutely.
We're over time. Thank you for watching.
Just about 1 minute though.
Okay, we're out of time. Thank you for watching. Remember to please share and post this video with others on your Facebook sites, and look for us on YouTube. And remember that we empower the people that build the relationships.
Hey, God bless you and take charge.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.